Hello, everybody. My name is Shreyans Daga. I'm currently an incoming sophomore at Stanford High School. And for my project, I decided to make the ball tracking robot. So, for my second milestone, I was able to get my robot to successfully detect a red object, which in my case is a giant tumbler. Um, and it is now able to detect that object and figure out exactly where its center is. So initially, I had the idea of finding all of the contours in the image, and I thought that I could filter out a red object from those contours. But turns out that actually didn't work out because it was not possible for me to filter out a red contour. And so this is the code that we had for that, but it didn't work. So we finally ended up coming up with this new code. And what this code pretty much does is that it takes an image from the camera and converts it into an HSV. And then from that HSV, we create a binary image which filters out for the color red. So in our binary image, everything that's red is white and everything else is just ignored and is black. And so as you can see in the image, it's detecting all of the red stuff and the sides are just left to be black. And that's pretty much all of this code up there does. Right here, what we do is we get the number of white pixels found in the image, and we uh, figure out the center of the circle through all of here. And then we return that at the end. For my second milestone, I was also able to finish the build for my robot car. As you can see, everything is powered on by this battery pack, and then the Raspberry Pi is powered by this battery bank. So when I turn it on, this LED turns on, and this camera on the front is capable of taking the images, and it's connected to the Raspberry Pi, which is powered by this thing. And right here is the H bridge, which is what I'm going to be using to control my motors. And as you can see, it's all wired up and soldered on. So all we need to do now is get it connected to the Raspberry Pi and control it. My third milestone will probably just be to uh, be able to move the motors to where the ball is, and also to be able to set up Bluetooth communication, for which I was able to get the hardware created, but I still need to get my Bluetooth module connected to the Raspberry Pi. And this week, I was also able to get my accelerometer properly working, and so it is now capable of detecting tilt. So if I tilt it left, it'll detect that, right, it'll detect that, and it'll send that over to this Arduino, which will then process all of that information and tell the Bluetooth module to send it to the Raspberry Pi. However, currently the Bluetooth module is unable to connect to the Raspberry Pi, which is the problem. So that'll probably be my third milestone. Thank you very much for your time.